Okay, now since you saw me do that, okay, as you clearly saw, I pulled off one kotegaeshi out of all of that. Rod did a phenomenal job basically combating the actual application of kotegaeshi. It was extremely hard, okay, and yeah, I'm way stronger than Rod, and I had a hard time doing that. I had a very hard time pulling off kotegaeshi, but I pulled off a kaitanage, I pulled off an arimi nage, I pulled off an ikkyo. Holy shit, I pulled off an ikkyo. What else did I pull off? I pulled off some fucking, I don't know what the fuck you call it, some judo fucking flip where I flipped them over me. Was there one other one that I pulled off? I don't know, maybe those are the only four. And the funny thing was, the one throw that I did where I kicked them over, that wasn't even in my head as one of the options. Okay, I had like four other options that I couldn't get to because it just didn't present itself. So what's interesting about this, you know, it's pressure testing kotegaeshi, but in reality, I'm pressure testing Aikido, okay? Because I was looking for Aikido techniques that I could transition from when kotegaeshi didn't work, and Rod did a hell of a job stopping me from pulling that off. Plus, I actually went down on one that you actually saw. I actually lost my footing, and then he was behind my leg, which made me fall, which was fucking great. I mean, that was awesome in itself. You know, it's exerting. It takes a lot of energy out of you. Because this is where you're using a lot of muscular strength, because when you got resistance like that, you can't do Aikido technique by just using leverage per se, or, you know, like pulling off kotegaeshi where it's that. When his fist is locked up and you're trying to crank this, you have to muscle that, because every time I try to move, I see his arm try to adjust. See, then I can get into something else at that point right away because it presented itself. And that's how I got the kaitanage. I think it was the first one that I did. You know, but it got harder and harder, which was fantastic. So that was, thank you, that was great resistance on that. But this is what I'm trying to show here, is that if you think you're just going to pressure test kotegaeshi by itself as an individual technique, you're going to be grossly unsuccessful, okay? Because I only got it once. How many times did Rokas get it? And how many times did Nathaniel get it? You want to know what that tells me? That tells me, no offense guys, you kind of gave the technique away. Okay? I've worked out with Rod in the gym. I've outlifted him tremendously on weighted exercises. Okay? And he was able to stop me from doing that. So that just tells me that watching the other video, no disrespect, it just kind of illuminates the fact that maybe you guys, Rokas and Nathaniel, kind of gave in for the sake of the video and allowed kotegaeshi to happen. Because if I can't do it to that guy but only once, and you guys were able to pull it off 2 and 3 times, that kind of clues me in on the level of commitment of resistance there. So is that really pressure testing? Got to scratch your head and think about that one, huh? But this is a great example of that. And you know, like I said, great video, guys. You did a great video on it and it inspired me to do this. But personally, I think that adding other techniques into the game that the other person doesn't know is just going to benefit you. Because once you see something present itself like how I did, you go for it. And the great thing is, the majority of stuff that I pulled off, there was resistance. There was aliveness, like everybody likes to talk about. There was aliveness. I still had live resistance. But I was at a point where he was at his weakest and he couldn't overpower me, so I was still able to pull it off. Okay, so now we're going to switch it up, and Rod's going to be the guy that's pulling off kotegaeshi. Nick, come on in. So I got my nephew with this now. So Rod's going to try to apply kotegaeshi to Nick, and Nick is going to resist it. And then in a second, I'm going to tell Rod a couple things to do in his ear, so when kotegaeshi doesn't work, to try to look for this, to try to look for that, and maybe you can set yourself up for a kotegaeshi with something first, or just go into something other than kotegaeshi. Because just like with Aikido, if one technique doesn't work, you move into the next. Because if you focus on that technique, you know, and it doesn't work, why are you going to sit there and keep trying to do it? Move on to something else. Okay? You good? Yep. Okay. Got it?
Aye.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
So,
Just go.
ready? Ajime. Follow through, follow through. Nice, nice. Nice, good, good, good. Okay.
No, I'm good. Okay. I was just following.
Don't follow through with the choke, just you got the move. That was good. That was real good.
Sorry. Okay. I'm good. Ah.
Crank it over, dude. You got the wrist and he's crank it over. You gotta crank it over. Follow through. Keep going if you have it. Good. Keep going. Keep going. One more. One more. Get the kotegaeshi, man. You haven't got a kotegaeshi or has he got one?
Nope.
Get the kotegaeshi. Get it. Get it. Get it. Dude, why are you slipping off? Grab it. Go. Keep going. Keep going. You can't stop. Go. Go. Turn the wrist. Turn the wrist. Keep going. Keep going. Get him down. You had it. You had it. Okay, yame. You okay? Okay, breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, that was, see how that worked? I mean, he pulled off a couple of techniques. He got one kotegaeshi probably 3/4 of the way through, which was good. See, what I was seeing with you is that, dude, you had him several times like this, and you're slipping off with the hand. You gotta grab the hand and you just gotta drive this. If you're doing this, you're straightening out his wrist. That's not kotegaeshi. And then his strength-wise, he can just extend this and you don't have it. This has resist, hold your fist. This has to go straight down. I see the difference of that? And you got to be forceful. You got to get angry with it. You know what I'm saying? Because this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. Sorry, guys. This isn't going to work, ever. Because the second I start doing, close your fist. The second I start doing this, he's going to push on my elbow and he's going to push my hand off. He closes the fist and I'm cranking on. Don't give it to me. Don't give it to me. Don't at all. At all.
Do the left side.
Okay. Don't give it to me. At all. See this, you start doing this and you start twisting the hand that way, you gotta push down and apply it that way. You're not doing that. And you're not gonna do this with a smile on your face. And this isn't gonna be, oh. You're gonna be forcefully trying to do it. But the way how you transitioned to that choke, that was beautiful. That was really, really good.
That was clean.
Cameraman, how much time do we have on this?
Right around 9 minutes.
9 minutes? Okay, fuck it. You want to go?
Sure.
You got energy to do it?
Hey.
Okay. We're only going to do rod on this, but we're going to have Nick do it now. Okay, so you're stopping the kotegaeshi. If he pulls off kotegaeshi on you fucking 3 times, dude, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? You gave it to him. Because I'm stronger than him. So you got to give him the same resistance that you gave me. Got it?
Hey.
Okay. Now I'm going to tell you 3 techniques to 4 techniques. Okay? Okay? You ready? Okay. We're not going to go as long, but definitely going to get a fair crack out of this.
Yeah.
You good? You good?
Yep.
Let's go. Remember, you're trying to get the kotegaeshi. That's your primary thing. Get the kotegaeshi. Get the kotegaeshi. Good. Good. Focus big time on the kotegaeshi. On kotegaeshi. You have both hands. Get the kotegaeshi. You can get it, dude. Get the kotegaeshi. Crank it over. Crank it over.
He's strong, man.
No shit, he's strong. Crank it over.
I didn't know Rocky's so strong.
Keep going, keep going.
He's Asian. Surprise. Good. Come on.
Keep going, keep going.
Keep going, man. Keep going. Dude, get the kotegaeshi. I want to see you get a kotegaeshi. Get one. Crank it over. Step in. Crank it over.
Oh, yeah.
Over and down. Down. Doing the same thing. 10 more seconds. Go to something else. Go to something else. Good. Yame. Very good. Very
You
good.
had the guillotine, dude.
That's very difficult to do.
It's
Okay. Now, no offense, but I didn't see Rokas and Nathaniel panting like beat down dogs. Okay, so that's gonna make me question how much live resistance there really was. Okay, this might sound like I'm being a jerk trying to critique, but it's like now I'm just having flashbacks, like a Vietnam flashback of watching that video and seeing the way all those guys are doing it. How in the hell did you guys pull off 2 or 3 reps apiece doing kotegaeshi? How did you guys do it? Because right now, no way was that real. I'm sorry, but no way was that real. No way. You missed the boat. Because what I showed with him with kotegaeshi that I demonstrated you were doing the same thing. You're trying to do this. If you heard me say go down, should have went straight down to the ground. See how effective that is?
Yeah.
Straight down, no matter,
You're good.
hard and strong as you can. This will still work. And then turn this. It'll still work. But everybody's trying to do this, and they're not twisting the wrist. That's how kotegaeshi works.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to bend the joint.
It's one thing to resist. It definitely puts things into perspective to be the person trying to apply it.
It's hard.
It's easy to resist all day long.
It's very easy to resist.
But to try to get that kotegaeshi when fists are clenched, and then on top of that to keep in the back of your head what else to do when your main focus is kotegaeshi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
But his main focus is to stop you from doing kotegaeshi.
Yeah.
And the fact that anything that you pulled out of your hat, because you pulled off a couple things, okay? That leg sweep throw that you did,
Yeah.
that was great. Each one of us did something that was different than the other person. Not everybody, he didn't mimic what I did, you didn't mimic what he did, you didn't mimic what so you had a couple things that were unique to what you did the same, and so did I. And that's what was interesting about this, is you got 3 different people's perspective on this. All 3 of us, I mean, we cut, for a minute, but all 3 of us are freaking tired. This is a very difficult thing to do. Now, if you did this regularly, you're gonna get better and better, okay? And it's also gonna really give you, it's gonna set you up with a technique menu that I like to call a technique menu. It's gonna be a toolbox that you're gonna have certain techniques that are gonna work, and you're gonna be able to pull them off. And there's some stuff that's not gonna work that you're not gonna pull off, and yeah, thumbs hurt, right? It'd take a beating on your thumb because you're trying to grab onto somebody and stop them from doing it. It's a difficult thing to do. It's very hard to do. But like I said, again, I wanted to do this video, okay, and it was, like I said, it's really out of respect for Rokas and Nathaniel with what they came up with, but the simple fact of the matter is that you cannot pull off a kotegaeshi on anybody in a pressure testing scenario such as they did as an individual technique by itself, with the other person knowing that that's what's happening. Because if you looked, you pulled off a half-ass kotegaeshi, you pulled off a half-ass kotegaeshi, and I pulled off a kotegaeshi. Okay? So we got one technique of kotegaeshi out of several attempts, multiple attempts. But that allowed me, it allowed Ron, it allowed Nick to transition into something else. And I told them, I did not tell either one of you guys the same thing that I told you to do. I didn't do that, okay, at all. Because didn't I mention you do Nikyo if it was there? How can you get Nikyo into that? You can't.
I can't find it.
You can't get Nikyo. It's fucking impossible to get Nikyo, okay? What I told both of them, and I said Yubidori, because when both hands are like this, you know, if you're, you know, closing your fingers, I mean, that's, nobody sits there and does this. Their hands are more relaxed. So if your hands are open like that, you know, you can sit there and try to get that, you know, or try to get the thumb. And, you know, Rod pulled that off and got a Sankyo.
Finish it though.
But he couldn't finish it, but you still had the idea of it. See, if this was here and you started resisting, you could have pulled this down and got that into a takaori, and then you could have had a leg sweep. But that's all
Adjustments.
it's all adjustment, it's all on the fly. So it becomes very difficult to be able to pull this off. You know, I didn't want this to be a 30-minute long video, okay? Unfortunately, that's what it pretty much turned into. But hopefully people are going to watch it, and because I think this is a pretty good video, and it's an eye-opener. It really is. You know, but I think that's what, you know, people need to take into consideration what real pressure testing is. And it's, you know, and I'm not talking striking pressure testing. When you're talking about stand-up grappling, this is how you really do it. But this is my opinion, okay? I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm not trying to be cocky, okay? I'm not trying to be a jerk about this. This is how you do it. Because the advantage of somebody trying to resist kotegaeshi is tremendous over the person that's actually trying to apply it. You can stop that person all day long, like what Nick said. But the second you throw other stuff into the mix, it completely changes the dynamic of the drill. It completely changes the dynamic of the pressure testing. And it becomes very difficult to combat those things as well. Even though those things present themselves easier, because you're talking small joint versus elbow joint, you can pull off that kaitenage a lot easier than you can pull off kotegaeshi. Because once you got him faked to the point you're doing this, and you dip that arm in, you can overpower that arm because you're using arm, body, and leverage to crank on that elbow. So, that's it. You know, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, leave a comment down below. If you didn't like it, leave a comment down below. If you liked it, hit a thumbs up. You know, there's going to be more videos like this, and there's going to be other stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm changing up a lot of stuff on this channel. So if you're not a subscriber already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon right next to it so you get all the notifications of new videos that get posted. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time on Rogue Warrior TV. I'm Lenny Sly. Have a great weekend.